Welcome to 1111, which is a segment from my podcast where I talk about a topic for 11 minutes and 11 seconds. Today's topic is the future, and although it's something a little bit more, I guess, heavy, I think it's a really good topic, and I just really like to share how I view the future and how I'm able to, cope with not feeling so overwhelmed with the future, given the fact that there's so many crazy stuff happening right now. I think I like to view it as in I'm going to help as much as I can, but at the end of the day, I have to, sometimes you just have to prioritize your mental health. And if that's shutting off the news and not watching the news and, turning off your notifications, then so be it. Because everything going on right now, it's insane, and I don't think it's the best for our mental health. But I do believe that we create our reality, and we can't control our future. But we do create, how we move right now, our habits, how we build our routines. I feel like that's a really important, thing to do, because once you start building these routines, that's how your future will like eventually end up, if that makes sense. For example, if you start for me, I started working out a lot, and I think that's going to, lead me to a really healthy life in my future. I've also, try to focus a lot on building myself, like posting or YouTube videos and stuff like that. And I feel like that's, consistency is key. And I feel like consistency right now in the present, it's going to lead up in the future. So I think that's really important. But also really just building, romanticizing. I feel, yeah, romanticizing the future. We have to look at the world, because honestly, my parents and like sometimes some of my family members, they like to view the world as if it's ending, and if it's like, this crazy world is like ending. And I think you live your life depending how you view the world. And yes, there are a lot of bad things going on, but there's always a flip side of things. I feel like there's always something beautiful. And it may be, a cup of coffee, or it may be a going to the beach. It's something beautiful, and it's something that we can look forward to. And that's romanticizing, and that's, being able to look into the future and be like, you know what, it's going to be okay. We're going to get through this, because we've always have, like, we've gone through a pandemic, we've gone through COVID, we've gone through, a bunch of crazy things. It's like, this is just something else. If we're going through a hard time right now, it's like we're gonna get through this, and just being like in the future, but also living in the present. I feel like there's this song by Janae Aiko, and it's like with Big Sean, and he says that the present, it's it's named the present because it's a gift. It's like we're able to live right now in the moment, so enjoy it. Like, don't always be so stuck on the future. I feel like I'm going back to the news. I feel like the news are always so negative and horrible. And I posted this thing on my story today, depending how you view the world. It's like, one side is just, crumbles and destroying, and the other side, it's butterflies and rainbows. Obviously I feel like there should be a little balance. But I think your reality is how you view things and how you control your thoughts. So if you view, if you just focus on the future, and you're just super overwhelmed, shut off, turn off everything, and really try to connect with your inner self, because that's not a healthy route. Because if you're stuck just being negative, you're not going to get anywhere. So for me, what I like to do is I actually like to make a list of things that I want to work on, and things I want to fix about myself, or things I want to build, and hobbies I want to do. And I made this list in October 1st of 2021, and it's titled My Future. Um and so basically I went in sections. I put creativity, um I put, podcast. I didn't even have a podcast in October 1st. So I was like, well, I want to create a podcast. So I put that in my list, and I was like, research this, do this. Then I put YouTube as well. I didn't have a YouTube channel. And then I said, well, we're going to get a camera and we're going to create some ideas. And then for fitness and health, I put working out every day, kickboxing and stuff like that, and the gym. I didn't go to the gym back then in October. And then nutrition. Um, I was just eating very bad. So I was like, okay, let's stop eating, junk food or unhealthy food. And then hobbies, it turned to I want to journal, run, painting, yoga, paddleboarding. Um, and then I put future hobbies, podcasting and filming for YouTube. And then I put money. I feel like money is very important. And looking back, I've really worked on all of that. I feel very accomplished because I've done all of what I set my mind to, and that's what it all goes down to, trying to build your future and romanticizing your future and being like, you know what, I want to do this and I want to accomplish this and I'm going to work on this. And I've been working out consistently for consistently. I've been working out straight for 3 months now. I'm learning how to balance with food. I'm learning how, I've learned to balance reading and journaling. I've learned to accept the fact that I'm not able to do it every single day, and I think that's okay. And it's nice to be able to look back at things being like, wow, I've grown so much in this short amount of time because I was just in October. So the future can always get better, and it will get better because we're creating it and we're manifesting a good future. But sometimes always being like, oh, the future, and let's romanticize and let's make a list because it gets overwhelming. And I had to learn the hard way because I was always focused on just looking ahead. I was never being able to live in the present until as of lately I've been focused on just living in the moment and focusing on my present and focusing on just making today the best that I can. And the past is gone. We're never going to repeat the past. Tomorrow is never, certain. Although that's a little negative, and I hate saying that because I remember my parents saying that, and it scared me because it's like, I don't want to die tomorrow. So just being like, yesterday never happened if you don't want it to, and today is a brand new day. I always like to view things as like, today are 24 hours that I can work on to improve, or to maybe read a book, or maybe get a workout in, or maybe have a hard conversation, or book a therapy session. It's always like trying to build a better version of yourself for the future, I guess, and for yourself, and so you can be happier. And I love that. And I love that possibility of the future still being like, it's something you can't overthink, because if you overthink it, you will get overwhelmed, and I promise you, it's horrible. There's also this song by Billie Eilish called My Future, and it's a really beautiful song. I feel like usually Billie Eilish, she has really good sad music, but like last song is really, really good. And it's just like, just a message, like, I'm going to do better, I'm going to be better, I'm going to become the best version of myself. And I feel like that's all that it comes down to, at least for me. I always want to be the best version of myself that I can, and being able to, follow my routines that I set, and following my list that I want to create. It's like you're creating this reality for you that's going to become true, because we create reality, and I fully believe in that. And I fully believe that our future is it is negative right now, and it's horrible, but we cannot just focus on that. And I can seem a little ignorant, being like, well, just don't look at the news and don't read articles. It's like, well, what do it's like, we can't just ignore the issue. But being able, just doing as much as we can is very important. And then being like, you know what, I did my part. I just, that's all that I can give. And we're going to work on ourselves, because I feel like our mental health is a priority, and it's something incredibly important, because it's in the future, that's all we're going to have, is ourselves. So being able to focus and be like, you know what, the future will be beautiful, the future will be amazing, we are going to romanticize the crap out of our future, and we're going to create our reality, because that's beautiful, and that's all that it comes down to. So maybe next time that, you feel very overwhelmed about the future, and like, I feel like there's so much pressure on especially teenagers, or like high school students, being like, well, where are you going to be in the future, and where are you going to be doing this in the future? It's like, don't don't fall in that trap of being like, well, I need to become a doctor or a lawyer or whatever. No, just do what makes you happy, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters, doing what makes you happy. And I don't think there should be pressure as to what do you want to be in the future, because the way that I see it, all I want to do is drink some hot tea, create art, and just read books. It's like, I feel like what we want to be in the future is different for everyone, but don't feel overwhelmed by that question, because you don't have to be anything, quote unquote important, like a doctor or a lawyer or whatever, because it's not, I feel like we were meant to be happy and create peace and create, beautiful things. So don't feel pressured, but I love you so much. Thank you for listening. Have a lovely, lovely day.